going on, gentlemen? How are we doing? Another wonderful Thursday. We made it. This Thursday is a little bit different this go around. Why? Because the state that I live in right now is being impacted by a tropical depression, which is really just like honestly, it feels like a bad thunderstorm, essentially. It's really not that bad, but yeah, man, it's literally just raining and raining and raining and raining. A little thunderstorm here and there. We've been very fortunate. The power hasn't gone out over here, but we're broadcasting from North Carolina, and if you look on the map, you'll see that the whole state is basically has a tropical depression covering it and passing through. So literally, it was raining pretty much the majority of the day, and then around like 2, 3 o'clock, it stopped, and it was like beautiful. The air was calm, and there was absolutely no rain or anything. And I looked, and I could see the blue sky, and it wasn't the eye of the storm or anything. It was just it just stopped. Like there was like the band had already pushed by. So I'm telling you, man, it was pretty interesting. And in that moment, I thought to myself, I was like, I bet I could fly in this. It's bad when you think about flying all the time, man. So, but yeah, dude, it was nice. Winston, you're absolutely right, man. We had some sunshine and everything, dude. So it was great. Snow says Debbie is visiting. Absolutely. Yep. So but it's been crazy. Travis Clay says we've lost power 3 times today. Dude, we've been very fortunate that we didn't lose any power. So, and even when I was at work, it flickered, but it didn't do anything crazy. P51 fan says, Bobby, we had a tornado warning tonight in Maryland. Went about half-mile north of my house. Oh my gosh, man, that's crazy. Yeah, it's those tornado warnings are crazy, man. They're scary. We actually had one touch down in a county about north of where I live at, and I think one person passed away. It tore up 10 houses. So I'm telling you, man, you got to be thankful for the times that you have, because you just never know. And North Carolina's a weird state because it's right there on the coast, and it seems like a good 50% of the time, if it doesn't hit Florida or South Carolina, North Carolina definitely gets impacted. Like we're just right there. So we're pretty used to tornadoes, and not tornadoes, but hurricanes and tropical storms coming in. And normally we fare pretty well, but this one wasn't too bad. So it's still not over. We've got most of tomorrow to get through, and then we'll be fine. So, but yeah, man, I'm glad everybody's faring well, and everybody did well. So, but yeah, we had tornado warnings all day, so that was pretty crazy. But yeah, guys, man, I have not flown in about 2 weeks, and I'm having withdrawals. And so I'm telling you, it's hard to get used to not flying, man. For me, like if I don't fly for a week or two, it's weird. And most people don't really, I guess they don't get to fly that much, but um, you know, flying to me is like a perishable thing. What do y'all think? Like your skill set, right? It's a skill set that if you don't use it, or if you don't fly a lot, you will literally lose it. And it really is. Um, and it's one of those things that like you gotta stay on top of it. So, what do you guys think? Do y'all think flying is a skill set? It's a perishable thing. Because how long do you guys normally go without flying? I literally try not to go flying without like any more than 2 weeks. It's pretty crazy if I go like 2 weeks and not doing. What's up, Hamilton? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you in the mix. Hey, man, we gotta get you on a channel too, dude. I can send you a link. You can pop in here. But yeah, man, it's one of those things that like I have never gone a long time without flying. Like I have consistently been flying nonstop since 2007. And I know some people, they'll fly a little bit and then they'll stop, they'll take a break, or they'll just lose it or become not fun, or they'll go to another hobby. Most people that I know of, that I know, they'll start riding motorcycles and they go that way. And then you won't see them for a while. And then they'll pat back up and then, they're back flying again. So it's very interesting to me. Now, what do you guys think? Is flying a skill? Is it something that like you feel like you don't have to do it all the time? Or is it something like, you just kind of dabble in it? What do you guys think? Because we got some hardcore flyers in here. And let me see. I'm jumping into the comments here and I'm going to see what you guys say. Let's see here. Turn one. What's going on, man? He's in the mix. I know Turn one. He's an avid flyer. Hurricanes and tornadoes are what the Carolinas have to deal with. Absolutely, man. We both do. We're both in the sling, man. Let's see. Snow River says global climate change is real. Seattle has had nearly 80 straight days of 80 degree. Totally unheard of. That's crazy. I don't know what the weather is, but 80 degrees over here in North Carolina is a great day, man. Low humidity. Oh, dude, that's perfect flying weather. Matter of fact, I can't wait to get to fall because fall in North Carolina is the best time to fly. And there are a lot of great states, but I will say North Carolina's cool because you can pretty much fly year round. You pretty much can. Let's see here. Let's see here. Flying withdrawals like a junkie. Absolutely, dude. It's funny because like if I don't go to the gym and work out, like I literally will have like low morale. Like I'll feel funny, dude. It messes with your endorphins, I guess. So your body gets used to releasing a chemical and like you need it. So for me, and a lot of people, flying is like is literally like a stress reliever, man. It's one of those things that I just really enjoy. So let's see here. Turn one says, yes, skills diminish if you don't keep up on them. Absolutely. And I think the most thing that diminishes is not actually flying. It's your landings that really suffer the most, right? Let's see. Mountain RC says, you can definitely get rusty. I fly every week unless the weather is bad. Yep, I'm with you on that one. FP Avery says, literally shopping for a motorcycle helmet right now. There you go, dude. Hey, Avery, motorcycles are very, very cool. And they're very, very fun. So, hey, there's nothing saying you can't have multiple hobbies, right? Everybody knows this hobby is a money pit. So you might as well go and do it to another money pit. Let's see. Robert, what's going on? He says, actually, if I miss more than 2 to 3 weeks, I do race RC cars a lot. I spend time on the sim and start back with a tame plane like my flex cap. Yeah, that's a super smart thing to do. And you guys are absolutely right, man. I think it's good for you to take a break sometimes if you get burnt out. I know Jeff has gotten burnt out. I've gotten close to being burnt out sometimes. What really burnt me out, honestly, guys, is when I was doing like all the reviews for like Horizon Hobby, FMS, and stuff like that. I honestly felt like overwhelmed because the way it works is like, some of these guys, you'll buy your airplanes or they'll give you a discount or they'll send you the airplane for free. Well, I like to buy my airplanes. So it really can get to a point where it burns you out, like, and you start missing, it becomes work. And I don't ever want to make like my hobby become work. And that's what makes this thing so great is like, it's my stress reliever. So like when I start feeling the crunch from some of those guys and they want you to sell stuff and they want you to push a product, dude, I don't want to do any of that stuff. I just want to sell an airplane. I mean, not sell an airplane. I just want to fly an airplane and not sell it and let you guys see how it flies. My philosophy is this. You'll know if the airplane flies good because you're going to see it on the videos, right? Like the videos don't lie. And so like you guys are also super duper smart, like the rest of us out here. If an airplane doesn't fly good and you buy it, guess what? You're going to know that the airplane doesn't fly good and you're going to feel misled. So I didn't like that at all, man. So that was, it sounded like a cool idea when you get into this and you want to start, doing RC airplane reviews and stuff like that. But dude, I'm telling you, it literally, if you go full tilt and stuff like that, it can smoke you, man. It really can. And some people it smokes, some people it doesn't. Some people enjoy it. Some people are in it for the free airplanes. I don't really care for free airplanes, man. I don't mind them, but I know it comes at a cost when you get something for free because nothing in life is ever free, right? Like the saying goes. So people are always going to want something if they're sending you something for free. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I tell you what, I will take for free. I'll take some dang turbine jets for free, and I'll certainly take some dang turbine engines for free because those things are expensive. And look, it's funny because I told you guys I jumped into the turbine game and I went a little crazy. I bought like 4 turbine. Actually, I had 5 turbine jets, and let me tell you, those turbine jets hit the pocket differently than our EDFs. So I had to pump the brakes and switch the gears and go back to the EDFs, man, because that's where my heart's at. I enjoy it, love my turbine jets, but you know, I'm telling you, it's one of those things where you need to be cost efficient, and we'll talk more about that too. But flying is definitely a perishable skill, for sure. Turn One says you go to the gym. I thought you were born like that. There he goes. Yeah, I tell people it's just fat in the right places. That's all. John Perry says I'm a weekend warrior flyer. There you go. Johnny Stansel. I've had other hobbies, but flying is one I've had for 35 years. Yeah, man. I honestly think that I'll be flying in some form, fashion until I can't see or I can't use my thumbs or something like that. You know, it's funny because the thought scares me to death, man. If something ever happened to my thumbs or something, right? Like you need those, then I'm going to be stuck like some of you guys that are those little pinchers. Y'all do the pincher things with it, which is weird to me. I'm not a pincher. And when I see people pinching the radio, I'm like, that just hits it. It's different. Let's see. Snow says, like any sport, daily practice makes a huge difference. Absolutely. Absolutely. Reviewing planes can make it feel like an obligation to get it to the field and into air. Absolutely, man. And this is a lot of stuff that people don't, that you really don't hear about, like on the back end side of like doing the YouTube thing and everything like that. So, it's just one of those things where you really got to do time management. You really got to have the biggest thing is having somebody that's consistent and that'll show up and and videotape your airplanes, man. That's a really hard thing for you to get somebody like that. So because sometimes they have other things going on, they got family stuff, or they just don't want to do it, plain and simple. So you have to be sensitive to those stuff. So it's fun, man. It's been a wonderful journey, man. I love it. Let's see, whatever 52H. He says, which one? Free wing 80 millimeter A10 or FMS 70 millimeter A10? Dude, I'll tell you this. Those are two really good airplanes, and I have both. I have the free wing 80 millimeter A10 in my garage, and it flies amazing. But that FMS 70 millimeter A10, I ended up flying it a lot more because of its size, and it's just as fun. And I can use one 5,000 to run that thing, and you're going to get about 3 minutes and 30 seconds worth of flight. Phenomenal flyer, guy. Phenomenal flyer. So honestly, for the bucks, you're going to save yourself 150 bucks by not getting the 80 millimeter. I would recommend the 70 millimeter, to be honest with you. It's really that good, and it's of good size too, but bigger flies better. Rich, it's the one skill I don't forget. I wish I wish could make money at. Absolutely. I wish I could too. And a lot of people think that like when you do YouTube, you're making a ton of money. You're not making a ton of money. You're really not. It doesn't work that way. And YouTube actually takes a percentage of whatever you make. Yeah. I didn't realize that until I started. So literally, like, this is a self-funded channel. At least this one is. Some people, a lot of the guys, they might get some free airplanes and stuff like that. But every now and then, I'll get some airplanes sent to me, and that's cool. That's nice. Hobby King has been really cool about that stuff, and they know the deal. They send really good airplanes. I don't get all their airplanes, and I think they know because if they send me some stuff, I'll definitely let them know that it's not up to par. And me and Stuart have a really good relationship where we can talk like that. FP Avery says, yeah, I'm careful to take schedule breaks between hobbies. It keeps me from getting burnt out. Yeah, for sure. And what keeps me from getting burnt out too, guys, this is how I fend off the hobby burnout, right? Because when you start this hobby, you go full tilt, right? You want everything. What I do is I just buy it. I keep switching, like I keep getting new stuff. Like I went from the EDFs, now I'm into the turbines. Look, you can't get tired of a turbine. Like you just can't. It's crazy. It's the craziest thing ever, but it's just different, Gas planes are amazing. I love those. Flying the turbine jets make you appreciate gas prop planes, nitro planes, electric planes so much better. The EDF jets make you appreciate electric prop planes better. Why? Because you get so much flight time. You're just kind of like, man, I've been flying forever. So absolutely, flying is a skill for sure. BD Tennessee, what's going on, man? We got BD Tennessee in the house checking in. We got Hamilton's Hangar in the house and everything. Man, we got some good ones in here. RC Flying Veteran says, I wait to when the weather is perfect before I fly another big expensive plane. Yeah, so when I do my maidens, I always wait until I get excellent weather. You know, and it's perfect because I don't want to have to worry about the weather. I certainly don't want to have to worry about um, anything other than the airplane flying, really. Like that's just kind of my thing. I don't want to have too many things to worry about. And it's just one of those things where you try to minimize everything. And I go through and I double check. So, it's just one of those things where you just want to make sure that you minimize all possible issues whatsoever. So, yeah, man. Let's see here. Let me close this thing out real quick. I'm yapping. What is this here? And I was looking at something. Let me do this real quick. I just had a thought here. RC Pilot Will, I'm sending him a link. I'm going to try to pull him into the show. He just asked me a question, and I wanted to get him in here. Let's see here, so we could have some fun and go that route. Just bear with me, guys. Let's see here. I'm still not into that little ME262, by the way. I'm still not I'm still not fully on board with that thing, right? Like it's one of those things where I'm still kind of like, let me just look at it a little bit more, right? At least that's me. I'm just looking at it like, let's see here. Let me cut this thing down. Jump back in. Okay, and we're back. Okay. But yeah, man, it's just one of those things. I wait for perfect time. Travis Clay, I'm good. Winston. Oh, okay. Let's see. Winston Brown said he's a pincher flyer. He gets he pinches the sticks, man. That's weird to me. I don't understand. Boom. What's going on there, Pilot Will? How are you doing?
What's up, man?
I can't call it, man. What have you been up
Man,
to?
I'm itching to fly, bro.
I am too.
Itching to
This
fly
weather's killing
badly.
me. Is the weather
Yeah,
killing you?
it is. Man, I went to work today and I left before lunch. It was
Yeah.
like I think I got out of there at like 10:30 because there was nothing going on. I was like, I'm going home.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I actually I went in work today and then I ended up coming back home and just working from home. I tell you
Yeah,
what, it was nice, dude. Today was a great day to sleep. So,
yeah.
but what we're talking about right
That's
now,
exactly what I
I'm
did.
telling yeah, everybody did that I know of. But what we're talking about right now, Will, do you think flying is a skill? Like you think it's a skill, like a perishable thing?
Yeah, man. I feel like you can lose it if you don't do it enough. Actually, I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've
for
seen it
sure.
before. You don't stay at it, you'll lose it, and the anxiety will come back just like new.
Absolutely. Now, do you get anxiety when you fly airplanes?
Depends on what I'm flying.
Like, yeah,
if
oh yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, I've seen it, yeah. But
so, but I mean, like, if it's a maiden, of course, everybody gets those maiden jitters, man. You're not gonna get over those maiden jitters. That's gonna
right,
always happen. I don't think if there's somebody out there that's strong enough not to have them on a maiden flight, then hey, I fully respect that person. But at the same time, Um, you got that first flight of the day. You always want to go up with that easy bird, something that's not gonna bite you too easy, not too quick, and kind of feel the air.
right.
So, but yeah, that's like That was last, was it not last week, but the last time we went flying. And Jeff was like, "Man, go ahead and fly your go ahead and fly your Viper. Go ahead and fly your Viper." I was like, "I'll
Yeah,
get to it. I'll get to it." I was like, "Let me do what
yeah,
I do." I flew the F-22 first. Then I turned around and I flew the MiG-29. And then I think I flew the F-22 twice. Then I flew the MiG-29. Then I took my Viper out. After that, any shakes I would have had for the first flights of the day, that was gone. That MiG took that. So
oh yeah, yeah. And see, that's a real thing too, man. I'm a firm believer in like shaking the flying anxiety
yeah,
by having that one airplane that you take up, you break it in. You know what I mean? Like you get your flight in,
yep.
and get
Warm the
your
thumbs up.
flight chops. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Cut your teeth on it, and then you get up and you take the big stuff. How
yeah.
many of you guys out here actually do that? I'm jumping to the comments. How many of you guys like have an airplane that if you're nervous, it makes you nervous, you bring one that makes you comfortable and then you fly it first? Let me jump in here and let's see here.
Hey, I
Craig
did fix
Bevan,
that landing gear.
he said, my fingers don't work that well. My thumbs do. So that's why he's a pincher. That's hilarious. Let's see. Heli flying is very perishable. Oh, I could believe that. Way more
Oh
anxiety than
yeah,
planes.
yeah,
Not only
yeah.
do you have
Heli,
anxiety from that, that helicopter is going to beat itself to death if you crash it, right?
yeah. I
Hey,
did fix
Will.
that landing gear.
Yeah, he wants to know, did you fix your landing gear on the Viper?
I did. I actually, you know what? I got the wing right here.
Yeah,
So
we're going to talk about that Viper, by the way.
yeah, yeah. So I got the wing right here. When we get round to it, I'll tell you about it.
Let's see here. Winston Brown says, yes, anxiety during a maiden or your best aircraft on a windy day. Oh my gosh. I tell you what gives me anxiety is when it's a windy day and you got to land that thing.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie. That T-45, HSD jet T-45
Mm-hmm.
gave me anxiety for the first 3 flights because, I was working trimming it out, handful on landing. For me, it's just a different flying bird, but it's a wonderful flying bird. But it's
Right.
one of those things where you gotta conquer it. Gotta
Right.
conquer it.
Well, I
Let's
mean, you
see.
saw how I did with the Viper. My third flight, I was still shaking. I got to the fourth and fifth, and I was good.
Yeah. Yeah. So definitely shake the flying anxiety, guys, by go out there, bring you a basic airplane. It could be a top wing trainer or an EDF airplane.
Yep,
Viper 90 is always an excellent plane to warm up
it
on.
is.
It really is. And get those first flight jitters out because that's like a standard thing. I've seen people where they go and they'll have a brand new airplane and they'll take it out, dude, and they'll do the maiden straight out, and it never normally goes well. It just never
Hmm.
normally goes well, because you just got too many variables going on and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So now Craig Bevan says took me 3 hours in full size just to get my feel back. It had been 25 years, just a few days ago. Wow, man. So he's flying full
Mm,
size airplanes. Jeez,
yeah,
after 25 years, I could imagine. It's like riding a bike. You never forget it, but it's different. It's definitely
yep,
different.
yep.
Sky RC, what's up? He says have 6 planes still waiting maidens. Coincidentally, they are bigger and more expensive ones, and those are the ones that will give you
Yes, sir.
anxiety.
You'll
Yeah,
be around here like this.
yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the anxiety is a real thing, dude. Because with that big Viper jet, man, I didn't want to fly that thing. It sat in my garage for like 3 weeks straight, and it was ready to fly. If it wasn't for you, Will, I probably would have never taken the thing up.
Yeah. He gimme pigged me, everybody.
I did. I got him. Tell him what I did. Tell him what I did.
So we got both Vipers out there, and he done taxied his around. I taxied mine around. We just taxiing around, playing around, taxiing around. Like he's burning gas, I'm burning batteries. So we anyway get to the point. Um, he was like, "Man, I don't know if I'm gonna fly it, man." I was like, "Man, you guys wanna fly it?" He's like, "Well, you gonna fly yours?" I'm like, "I don't know, man." He's like, "Yeah, you might as well fly it, man. It's calm, wind's good." Talk
Got him.
me into flying my jet, right?
I got him.
So I was like, yeah, yeah. I was like, everything's good. We don't win over it so many times. We made sure it's not overheating. We ain't gonna run into no flaws, dude. I mean, we ground tested the mess out of that jet before it went there. But yeah, so I went up for my flight, did my maiden, came back down. Now all of a sudden, Mr. Bobby here,
Hey, I'm telling
he
you.
decides, he said, "Man, I think I'm gonna fly it."
Yeah, I did. After that, I was like, I think it's that time. So
Yeah,
that's another great video too that is in the that's been completed. It's in the hole. It's ready to go. But we'll I'll have to get that one out pretty soon. So, but
yeah,
I'm telling you guys, I really love it, man. And it's just fun, dude. It's just
it is.
fun.
It is. It's a
But
fun hobby altogether.
yeah, it really is. But guys, always bring a warm up jet. And hey, Raptor's Nest, he said it best. Always bring a warm up jet.
Hmm.
Always. He's dead on because it will make you a much better flyer. It'll get those jitters out. It'll get your landing down, and you'll be able to think clearly. And
Yep.
it's kind of like when you first wake up in the morning. I don't know how too many people just first wake up and then they just go to work. Like I get up, wash my face, brush my teeth. Got to have a cup of coffee, dude. Right? Like I even
Yeah.
stretch in the mornings. I got to stretch. Right? I'm getting old now,
Yep.
so I got to stretch. It's just like that. Your warm up jet, you got to have it. So, put that into the
Yeah.
mix, and it'll increase your success rate in flying for sure.
I gotta have that warm up, man. And like you said earlier, Viper 90 is a good one. Because it's graceful, and then you got the F-22. You can slow that thing down like however you want. It's
Yeah,
gonna take a while before it drops out of the sky. So
absolutely.
I mean, you got all kinds of goods, but I wouldn't go running down to like a 64 for a warm up. That's not for you to fly like a big jet because you're still gonna end up with that shape. You gotta have something with some size and some kick.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, if you got to start off with I mean, shoot, I used to do that all the time. Matter of fact, Bobby, I used to start off with my Aero Scout. Then I would move from my Aero Scout to my Turbo Timber Evo before I flew. What was it I had? The Rafale.
Yeah, I remember.
Dude,
I remember seeing you come out there.
yeah, I would start off with a high wing trainer plane, push prop,
Yeah,
just to get myself ready to fly a Rafale.
yeah,
Now I can probably use a Rafale to get me ready to fly anything else.
absolutely,
So
man. Yeah,
it's
that's
cool.
the evolution.
Yep.
FPV Avery says I always start with the easy confidence building plane. That's it. That's the way it
That's
goes.
right. That's right.
Let's see here. 80K says, Bobby, if you can warm up with a Viper 90, you have some flight chops. I don't know, man. That Viper 90 is
Yeah.
just a great plane. The
Yeah. I
e-flite
mean,
Viper 90 is just a wonderful plane. So, and look, I'll tell you, I'm not the best pilot. I'm not the best flyer. I can fly a lot of airplanes, and I can get them down. But yeah, that Viper 90 makes you look good. And Matthew
yeah,
Cox said it best. He said, bigger flies better. Absolutely,
it
guys.
does. It does.
Absolutely. Let's see
And
here.
not only
Tim,
bigger, Bobby, but balsa is what I learned.
hey,
Flies a
I
lot
guys,
better.
I've turned Will on to Balsa Plains, and dude, he's in it. The same
Yeah.
way Jeff, I turned Jeff into Balsa Plains too. And he's in it, man. He loves them. The gas Balsa Plains, dude, it's the way to go. So let's see. Tim Tupont says started the assembly on the Aerofoam F-22, also with the Shui Win 80 and the IX-24 control. Dude, you're gonna love that plane. I was talking to Carrie, what was it, earlier this week about getting one of those, and so it is on the horizon. And yeah, I'm gonna get one of those Aerofoam F-22s. I got to figure out do I get the EDF version or do I get the turbine version? So what do you guys think? I know a bunch of you guys are EDF guys, and I know you're probably sitting on your hands to see how it does. So I'll
And
probably
I'm
get
gonna
the
tell you
EDF
like
version.
this. I'm gonna tell you
Yeah,
like this, Bobby. You should go for the turbine
you think
because
so?
I'm looking to pull the trigger on the ARF version of the EDF
Mm,
model. I'm gonna
okay.
throw a jet fan in that sucker.
Yeah, well, you could do that. It's a 105 dedicated, and so if you're the Jet fans are amazing. They're just
Yeah,
good high performance.
yeah. I'm
Let's
gonna throw
see
a jet
here.
fan in it. twelve
Tim
hundred
said,
dollars. That ain't bad for ARF.
No, it's really not. It's really not. Tim Tuton says twin 40 millimeter F-22 is my warm up. So much fun. Absolutely, man.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And Tim, appreciate you being in the channel too, man. I really appreciate you. Yeah.
Hey, and warm up planes or whatever you're ready for, you
It
know.
could be anything.
It's there's just because some guy's warming up with a 105 EDF to fly a turbine doesn't mean that you know you can't warm up with a 64 or twin 40 or something like that to fly what you fly. Everybody has their own skill set, their own levels. Like, so
Yeah.
nobody should look down on anybody for what they do.
Yeah.
You know, we all should be always looking up to each other because best believe the person that flies bigger and faster stuff can still learn something from someone who's only been flying for 6 months.
Dude, I learn something new every single time I'm out there. And you'll hear me say it, man. I don't know everything. There's no way for you to know
Mhm.
everything in this hobby. If you got a guy at your club and he's the club know-it-all, watch out for that dude.
Yeah, watch out for him.
Watch out for that guy because he maybe he means well, but he's not doing well.
Yeah,
So,
not at all.
you just, take what they say with a grain of salt and keep it going. Also, those guys that are super negative, that kind of, I've never been to a field where they look down on you on the type of airplanes that you have, right? Like,
Mhm.
and I've heard of some people, looking down on people that fly foam turbine jets or something like that. Very, very interesting, dude, to hear that kind of stuff because what's funny is when you're in the sky and when you're flying, nobody cares. Nobody, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It's all
You
relative.
can't tell if it's foam or balsa or whatever
No,
when it's just in the
you
air.
you can't. And honestly, I have a balsa plane, I have a foam turbine jet, and I have a composite, and I cannot tell any difference in how they fly whatsoever,
Yeah,
because that turbine's over there making the suckers roar. I love it.
it's
It's that.
making them
It's
cut
that.
through the
What I
wind
like.
regardless.
Yep. Raptor's Nest says, looking forward to my BH 105 F-22. Should be arriving this month. Yes, they are. They are. They are. They're coming, dude. They're close. Tim Tudent says the BH 105 millimeter will be on the way in a couple days. My man, he is
Nice.
full
He's on.
in. Full in. I love it. I'm going to have to live through him because he has a ton of cool jets, man. So I can't afford to buy all the cool jets and stuff like that. So I'm, as the children say, I'm balling on a budget, I guess you could say. So yeah,
Yeah, that's what we all doing.
that's what we're doing, man. And so I really enjoy it though, but I love it. I love it. Tim says the T7A is another good warm up bird. Absolutely, it is. It is. Let's see. Let's see. Stoltz says you got those pics, Bobby. Show the twin dual airliners. I will. I absolutely will. I'll show you guys. Those things are pretty cool. Let's see here. Another Tim said another turbine. So another good balsa trainer is the Boomerang Spirit. Mine has a K120 in it. You know what? Let's talk about that. I want one of those so dang bad.
What is
And
it?
it's like the twin boom turbine jet. You ever seen it? I'll have to show you a picture of it. I'll show you. I'll pull it up real quick because I love those things and I want one. And that was almost my first airplane. But I don't know why. I don't think I got it because I found the Turbinator instead.
Yeah, I like that Turbinator, man.
Yeah.
That thing was I was borderline wanting to get that off you too.
Oh, dude, I sold it for cheap, man. And the
Yeah,
guy that's got it, he's really enjoying it. He's really
yeah.
enjoying it. So,
But
guys,
I'm
I'm
not letting
I'm
you push me in
share
the
I'm gonna share my my screen and show you guys what the Boomerang looks like. Here we go. Boom. It looks like this little guy right there. So you can kind of see.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it looks like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
dude, it's a really nice bird. I know you're seeing that right there, and you're like, "Oh my god!" Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
when you're getting into
Well,
the turbine
imagine it's good in
game,
size.
yeah,
Jeez, look
it's
at that
kind
fuel
of
tank.
yeah. That's what the fuel tanks look like.
Holy cow,
And by the
that's
way,
a
guys, I'm gonna
big
do
fuel
a very basic how-to guide on the turbines. I had a lot of people hit me up and ask me, like, could you just go through like the setup and the nomenclature and stuff? And I could definitely do that for you.
Hey
Just to kind
guys,
of
how
show
you
you.
doing? Larry Roper here.
But this is one of the boomerangs. I'll show you real quick.
Upgraded the hardware on it. Like. No more screws and bolts going through the control surfaces. Everything is
you can kind of see it.
Control in that thing,
it's still a sprint, just like it's always been. It's designed as a basic jet trainer.
Very easy.
It's all built up construction.
Bird, you know?
But we've done a lot of things to beef up the airframe because you guys like to throw bigger engines in these, and
just fun, just a fun plane, you know.
Yeah.
But
one of these days, Bobby, I'll slide in the turbine game, but not right now.
I know, man. Trust me. I would love to have one of those. Let's see. John Perry says, I replaced my crash EDF T45 for a free wing F4. Oh, man, it's so much fun on 8S and Afterburner. Yeah, dude. Those F4s are great flyers. They are wonderful flyers, dude. They fly really, really good. So, and they're fast.
Yeah.
They're so fast.
Yeah, you got to turn it hot with them suckers, too.
I'm telling you, man. They really are. But let's see. P51 D-Fan says Boomerang Ranger is awesome. Omaha Air Defense says it looks like a Falcon 120. Yeah, those twin booms are awesome. But I really want what Tim has is a Boomerang Atom. So he's putting the Shui 170 in there, man. Tim Tuton, he strikes again, man. $10, dude. Appreciate it, dude. That's going to go into the turbine fund. And I tell you what, at the rate I'm going to have a turbine fund. I'm going to have to do like a, what is it, a telethon, dude, or something like that to sustain.
Instead of a GoFundMe, a Go Turbine Me.
Yeah, dude, somebody asked me if I have a GoFundMe. I'm like, no, I don't do the whole GoFundMe thing. You know, it's not, not necessary, but certainly appreciate the donations because those actually really do help. And they actually go back into the channel. They go back into airplanes. Mm-hmm. And I got a cool airplane that's coming from Banana Hobby, but I can't tell you what it is because it's cool and it's got twin propellers and it's a cool looking airplane. So that's all I'm gonna tell you. Let's see, Samuel, what's going on? He says, thinking of pulling the trigger on a 105 MB339. What's your thoughts on it? I'll tell you.
What's your thoughts, Bobby?
I'll tell you. I literally just sold mine yesterday after having it for a while, and it's a wonderful airplane. A wonderful, wonderful flying airplane. It's great. It's good for you to learn on. It looks good. It sounds good. It's got the JP 105 in there. Perfect setup. Great airplane. And you're going to get about 3.5 minutes of flight on the 5,000. You can go to 6,000 and probably get about 3.5 to 4 if you're just cruising. But it's a great trainer plane. It's really good. And Samuel, if you'll get a chance, go to RC Plane Reviewer on YouTube and type in MB339, and you'll see the whole catalog of videos that I've done on it, and that'll give you a good feel on it. So,
but now, what made you sell it?
Say what?
What made you sell it? It didn't. It didn't perform bad enough. But no, what made you sell it?
It did not perform bad enough, guys, at all. That was not why I sold it. I sold it because those damn turbine jets, dude. Those dang turbine jets, dude. I have to go get another. I need another turbine. So I cooked it off, man, and I've got another turbine jet on the horizon that I got my eyeball on. And so I had to do it like that. So that is the only way that I actually get rid of airplanes is if I see something I want. And I have a select bunch in my garage that I'm going to keep. So let's see here. I'm jumping into the comments. I bet you guys are going to chop me up over here. Let's see. Man. Rick's World TV says, I use SMC live packs on my Yak 130 and posted a top speed of 140 on my SkyD telemetry. My God, dude.
That's crazy.
That's crazy fast. I don't think I've ever seen I've had that Yak 130, and I think we got it to like 110, 115 on a standard. So that's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's see here. Hey, how's it going? Good seeing you. That's a future pilot right there, guys. You gotta get these kids in the air and gotta get them behind the yoke for sure. And who knows?
Yeah, he's in here talking about my daddy getting an airplane.
Hey, that's what your daddy does, dude. Your daddy
everything I'm doing. I don't want everybody to know
his mommy. Winston Brown, RC flying veteran, agreed. I love to see all types, to each his own. Yep. Absolutely. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll back up here. Jeff says, I have a Great Plains trainer 40 balsa plane that I would love to get back in the air, either convert it to electric or go gas. OS 40 running again. Dude, I love my nitro planes. I really do love them. So, but yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with nitro, gas, or electric. It's just whatever your cup of tea is, you know? So, Omaha Air Defense says, I have the MB339. It's outstanding. You can never go wrong with a straight wing airplane. Like, never. They fly great. I need to make my 105 L39 from Banana Hobby. Yep. And Will can tell you about
that 105 L39, man. That thing is the truth.
Question: what epoxy do you guys use for foam? Honestly, I thought I had the epoxy in here. I just use the BSI epoxy. BSI, and I use 15-minute epoxy for foam. What I've really started using was I use Gorilla Glue Clear. They also have a foaming glue that is amazing. That foaming Gorilla Glue, it foams, so it kind of expands and gaps, is the best stuff I've ever used.
So you got that little space that you just can't get it to pop back together. It gets in there and it just fills that gap up. So
it fills that gap up, and you take a little X-Acto knife and then you trim that excess. It will make it stronger than when it came from the factory. I kid you not. So Twin City, check that stuff out. I'm a huge fan of the Gorilla Glue brand of glues, and it's foam safe.
That's the adhesive I use for holding my servos down. Is Gorilla.
Dude,
it's like 30 pound adhesive, dude. Like, yeah, 30 pounds for a receiver. That sucker's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Let's see. Oh, Tim says my boomerang Spirit with smoke and burn one. Oh, I'm gonna have to go look at that. I'm definitely gonna have to look at that. Rodeo Pilot, what's going on, man? He says Bobby and Will, J10 or Eurofighter, 6S or 8S. Will, what you think?
Eurofighter, man.
Yeah.
Eurofighter all day. 6 or 8 on Eurofighter. J10's nice. I haven't flown either one of them, but I've seen them fly. And that Eurofighter that thing just cuts in cars, man.
I have that
like
Eurofighter.
No tomorrow.
She's a rocket, dude. She's a rocket. And I don't like the look of the J10, man. It just looks weird. Me and Stolt Productions, we talked about this. It just looks weird.
It does have an awkward look to it. It kind of looks like the tail end of an F-16 mashed up with a Griffin, and I'm trying to think of what else.
Jeez. And look, man, I got the video all queued up for you and everything. This is we did a speed trial of it right here.
Yep.
And so check that out. This one is on 8S, and I'll show you, dude. That's on 8S. Watch this sucker rotate. Guys, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel. Lights flashing. Beautiful sun right there for the shot. Well, you can see it for yourself. Right, you don't have to take my word for it. Let's see here. That's on 8S, and that grass was thick that day.
About 30 miles an hour.
Nice. So we started the speed trial.
Danger zone.
Check this out.
1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
147 miles an hour. So, yeah, she's cooking. She's cooking. So, yeah, if you're wondering about that, that's how fast that thing is. So, I'm a fan of the Eurofighter 8S. So there you go. I'm telling you. Tim Toutant says go through startup process. Let's see here. At Rick's World, if you had a FMS Yak 130, go 140, you might want to check that GPS. Yeah, it might be in kilometers because we had a hard time getting ours to go that fast too. But I'm not doubting it. You could have had a heck of a tailwind too. So, but BD's tracking because BD had one too. Dan Jones, what's going on, man? He says, hi, y'all. Watching from across the pond. Hey, man, big salute to you, dude. We appreciate you checking in from across the pond. Where about are you from, by the way? And by the way, I haven't done this in a long time. Guys, in the comments section, put where you're from, like what country or what state you're from. I just want to see where everybody's from. I used to do this all the time, and I was amazed how many people from all over actually like watch and across the whole country and across the world. It's amazing. I think Jeff went to Joe Nall, and a guy from Israel recognized him from the channel and was talking to him. It just blows your mind. So let's see. Okay, we got VA, we've got NE, New England, nice. Let's see, from Florida. Okay. North Alabama, Eddie K, cool. Upstate New York, beautiful. Sarasota, Florida. Let's see. Illinois, awesome. St. Port, okay. Wow, man. That is awesome. The Poconos. I know about the Poconos. PA by way of Barbados. I hear you. Rockville, Maryland. Oh, man. Minnesota, Twin Cities. Let's see. Ropeshire, UK. All right, man. Fort Mill, South Carolina. Indiana. Turn One, Georgia. Man, that's awesome. Turn One is from South Carolina, of course. Columbus, Ohio. Spanish Cop says hi from Spain. You tell Spanish Cop I hadn't seen him for a while, and he needs to come back from Spain. That dude's having too much fun. I need him here. I can't live through him if he's over there having a ball. But I've seen some of the pictures, and I'm jealous. Annapolis, Maryland. Johnny Sansel said down the road. That's right, local guy. Boise, Idaho. Okay. Longwood, Florida. Clarksville, Virginia. Hey, Travis Clay, I got family that lives up in Clarksville. Well, my wife does. Yep. And Dansville. So actually, yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. Los Angeles. Okay. In Durham, North Carolina. That's right. LA. Jacksonville, North Carolina. Old Jayville, man. I know all about Jayville. I used to work at a 4-H camp down there in Swansboro. They taught sailing and canoeing and kayaking. Loved it. Let's see. High Mountains, Utah. Let's see. Zero Box says, let's get some more likes on this thing. Man, that's cool. Good. Hey, guys, really appreciate you guys tuning into the channel and hanging out with us. So I think that's super cool. So really glad to have you guys in and checking in from across the country. Furthest that I just saw was from the UK. So
yeah,
man, all the way
I had to
from
deal
the
with
UK.
my kids, man. Everybody kept popping in here.
Oh, it's okay. Hey, look, man, daddy duties come first, right?
That's
so
right.
I'm telling you, man, that is awesome. Let's see here. Biggest question of the year. Does RC money burn a hole in your pocket? Will?
When you crash it.
I mean specifically, you sell an airplane, you got RC funds. Do you automatically start looking at other airplanes like I do?
Oh,
like I have a problem, man.
Heck yeah. If I sell a plane and I get some extra money in my pocket, or I end up, getting some bonus money from work, right away, I'm already scrolling through my phone, man, looking like what can I
terrible.
buy?
The Facebook Marketplace is a horrible place, rabbit hole to go down in, because oh man, I check that thing like 10 times a day just looking for airplanes, dude. It's
Facebook
amazing.
is bad, and if you get any kind of credit card, Klarna, PayPal, or that stuff just makes you just go for it. It's just like, man, all right, let's go ahead and buy it.
Absolutely, dude. It's and that's what I'm fighting right now, since the MB339 is gone. I know I need another turbine, but man, I can't help but look at other things. And then I start thinking about, the price of a turbine. I can get a lot of airplanes for the price of one turbine jet,
Yeah.
So let's see. Turn One says, dang, turbines are killing my pocket. Absolutely. Zero Box says, no, man. He said, just budget for it. That's it. I like it. I like it a lot. Mountain RC, we got a question on the horizon. He says, question, do you put dual rates on one switch or put control surface rates on multiple switches?
So
I'll let you take that.
You want to answer that? You want to take that one? Or you want me to take
I'll let you, and then I'll take it.
So I put all of my rates, my dual rates, on one switch. So I got my elevator and my aileron on one switch, but they're not on a switch just for me to switch rates. because everybody knows that I fly with a lot of throw. So I have what I call what I've learned. Let me make sure I give the credit to the right person. What I learned from John is gear based rates. So when my landing gear is down, my rates are lower,
Okay.
elevator and aileron, because you don't need all that rates trying to come in from a landing. You don't need a whole lot trying to take off either. My elevator doesn't change a whole lot, but it changes enough, and it also gets a little bit more mushy, so I don't end up janking it. But um, I did dial that down a little bit, especially with the Viper after Bobby. After you told me to dial the Expo down a little
Yeah,
bit,
it
that
does
thing
help.
flew smooth. It flew
Mm.
really good after I dialed that Expo down a little bit. But yeah, all of my rates are basically on one switch. And I did used to do the multiple switches, but I just can't, for some reason, I can't get it from my brain to elevators, ailerons, rudders. Yeah, I can't get it to my brain. It's just too much to do at once. So it's like I just put everything on one switch.
Yeah. So, which is interesting because I'm the opposite, where I put I put all my stuff on separate switches. So like let's say um you have the radio in your hand. In my upper right hand corner on my A switch, I think it's A. Whatever the A switch is, my
A
upper right.
A is A is the two pole switch. That's probably
Okay.
your gear, isn't it?
Then that's not it. No. So but
It's the
on the
B.
if
It's
you're
the
looking
B.
at the
It's your
spec,
B.
yeah, on the Spectrum radio, I was looking around, thought I had one in here. I had I had both of them. I had my ailerons and my elevator on a 3-position switch, and I have them it goes like this. All the way up is low, medium, and high, and that's how I've always set mine up. And it's typically starts off at like, 45, 65, and then 75 on ailerons, and I do the same thing for elevator. For elevator, it's 55, 65, and then 80. So I've always done mine like that. That way I can kind of fine tune it in flight to my liking. It's kept me out of a lot of problems, and it makes it very easy for me to remember to have them on a switch like that. But some people have it all on one switch
Oh, one
where they
switch.
have
That's
their low rates on their elevator and the ailerons are on one switch. So when they hit it, it's on low. Um, right off the bat, and then they move it down one notch, and then it's on mediums, and
yep.
like that. So I like to separate the switches, and I'm reading in there, and Stolt just said it. Yes, separate switches allows you to fine tune the fill better without having to deal with an uncomfortable amount of travel. Absolutely,
Now,
yeah,
one thing I will tell you, I probably do, Bobby, that I don't think nobody else does. And you saw it before because I showed it to you. I have a on the fly elevator to flap trim on the little. So if you're looking at the transmitter, the
yeah,
two trim tabs right in the front.
yep.
One of those trim tabs will allow me to trim the elevator when the flaps are on only, and it'll trim it for just flaps. So basically, let's say I'm doing a maiden flight and I need to, check my flaps out and it balloons. Well, instead of trying to come in with the thing ballooning and I want to use flaps, I just go ahead and trim the flaps right there in flight. Then once I get it down, I can go back, put the flaps on, see on my monitor what it actually went to, and then zero that trim out and set it to that in the flap setting. That way it's in the zone where it needs to be for the flaps to work out with the elevator to flap mix. So a
See
lot of
that
the
that
stuff I've been flying lately don't have a lot of the elevator to flap mix.
Yeah. See that, and that's the beauty of the hobby, man. You can set this up to the best
Mm-hmm.
setting that you feel is best for you, right? Like that's the cool thing about these computer radios that we have now is the
Yeah,
versatility
yeah,
that you
exactly.
have in them. So like you can do yours one way, I do mine the other way, and really none of it
We
matters.
still come out with the same result.
Exactly. A good flying airplane. It doesn't
That's
matter how
right.
you get to point C as long as you go to A to B, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. And
Yep.
but if that helps, that answers your question. Yeah, so that's literally how we set it up. Now, Tim hit something too. Flight mode fixes the flap to elevator mix as well. That's another thing that you can also mix into flight modes.
Yep, you can mix in the flight modes.
Jeremy Stolt got me onto the flight modes when I was going to the B-1B bomber, and he got me set up on that one, and I was really happy about how that was when the wings were sweeping back too. So we're really fortunate that we're in a time where all these radios really, really do aid us a lot in everything.
Man,
so
it's speaking of wing sweeping back, I can't wait to get that 64 back, man. I want to show everybody that auto wing sweep setup I got in that thing.
I can't wait to see it because I want to know more about that. So let's see.
So basically,
I said RC Flying Veteran said that's what flight modes are for, so you can trim in flight. There it is. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you saying?
No. But see, I don't. The thing about that, I don't use the flight modes. I don't use the flight modes in the transmitter. I just, if I got a gyro receiver, then I basically I got the safe position, of course, and then I got my AS3X, and then I got a position where everything is off in case my receiver decide to come loose. I can fly my plane back in.
Dude, look, I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen.
Gyro is dangerous if you don't have a way of turning that sucker off in flight. So I don't mess with the flight modes as much. I just kind of do my own little thing.
Yeah.
So I can, because it works better for me. But like you said earlier, it doesn't matter how you get it done.
Yeah.
It's all about having the airplane fly well at the end result. And
the funny thing too is like getting out of your comfort zone with some of this stuff, right? Like, I'll tell you, I got out of one of my comfort zones with Chris Gracie with HSD Jets with getting me to do S-Bus.
Oh, yeah, dude. When you were talking to me about that, I was like,
yeah, like, I've never done it, and I didn't know a lot about it. And literally, I had to break myself and say, you know what? Just try it. Just try it. And I've tried it, and I really like it, man. It's super easy. It works really well. Will I do it a lot for my other airplanes? Probably not, because I'm a creature of habit, and I feel more comfortable plugging individual, servo leads into the receiver. Just doing it that way. So, but that's just me. But I'm very happy that I did it, and now that's another skill set that I have that is perishable because I probably won't do it a lot. But I thought that was cool just to try something different. So, moving on to the next topic, dude. We've been killing these topics, man. Just moving right along. And you said something about being able to turn off the gyros when they start getting wonky. So, guys, I wanted to bring this up. Let's talk about good, basic, but great gyros that are super affordable. And I've got some here that I could recommend, right? That I have tried that are super affordable. And I'll tell you, these little guys right here, this one's new in the package, and it's been in the package for almost like 2 or 3 years. But guys, this is the Hobby Eagle brand. Yeah, it's not coming out that great. But this is the Hobby Eagle A3 Super 2. Very basic gyro. You can get these at Motion RC, but they are absolutely great. They are good gyros, man. They are dead on. I've never had any issues with them whatsoever. And they will make your airplanes fly a heck of a lot easier than a lot of your AS3X type gyros that are pre-built in there.
You know what, man? I think I want to try one of those.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
I've never done a standalone gyro.
The benefit of a standalone gyro is you get more control, and they're just better. Now, I'm not talking about the Synapses that just came out, but the ASX is good, but it doesn't stand a chance against a standalone gyro like a Cortex or something like that. Those gyros literally delete the air. Like, they make it so the air doesn't even exist every time I hit the switch on mine on that L39.
I'll tell you what, man, you need to let me try that on that Viper, see what it feels like, because I don't have any gyro on it.
I can, man. I will, because there are a lot of good gyros. And the funny thing is I used to be super anti gyro, right? And most people are anti a lot of things that they don't know about. So,
Right.
and that's kind of where I was coming from, right? Because you hear, oh man, those gyros are, they're junk, they're not good, so on and so forth. But you can see these guys right here are very inexpensive. You're talking $34.99 to literally make it so you could fly your EDF in a windy day and
Right.
land in a windy condition. So these A3 lights are very good. The A4 supers are very, very good. The
You know what?
A4 Super 4s are amazing.
Now that you mentioned that, it also frees you up to be able to put your receiver in a location where it can get good reception.
Yep.
Unlike a Spectrum receiver now.
Exactly. And like, I'm not sure what happened to Will, but maybe his internet went out. But I'm telling you, what I have right now is this is the A32 that I got off of Motion RC, but this little guy right here, the A3 Super 4, is actually, there's people running these in turbine jets. These things are super squared away. $47.99 at Motion RC. It's a very good standalone system. And the things that you have to worry about with gyros is any like feedback to RF or something like that. So you really want to test them on the ground if you're going to put them in a turbine or in a gas plane and make sure they're fine-tuned. But I haven't opened this one up, but let's open it up because it's brand spanking new. And it comes in with a USB cable. That's cool. Comes in with the gyro itself right there. So you can see that. It's in the package. Comes in with, oh, check that out. It has a little capacitor in there, and it has some sticky tape in there, and it has a way for you to charge or update the gyro itself. I told you that was a really good. That A3 Super 4 is top of the line, man. And then you have your servo leads right there. It's kind of hard to see when I bring it up that close. There it is. But yeah, so getting a gyro and getting something like this to make your airplane fly better and literally somewhat delete the wind and minimize any of those weird nuances that you have when you're coming in. So all you have to do is focus on your landing is amazing. And I'll tell you, a lot of guys, and with this, you can actually put this thing in auto hover. A lot of 3D guys are running gyros in their airplanes. Jeff has some in his. And it just makes it fly so much better. So much better. So, it's one of those things. If you have a really good flying airplane, gyros aren't flying the airplane for you. It just makes a good flying airplane that much better. It's well worth, you taking away to look at it. So, Dunstan Henry says that's the only way to go. Boom. Let's see. Samuel says, I just recently picked up a Cortex Pro. The Cortexes are amazing, Sam. They are amazing. From Chris at HSD. There you go. And he was so helpful on the setup. Worked flawless. Chris at HSD Jets is a different dude. He will get on the phone and walk you through it. And he will tell you exactly what you need to do. While I was talking about these two gyros, the A3 Super 4 and the A3 Super 2, this is a gyro that HSD Jets carries as well. And it's their gyro. You can see their brand on it. But it actually has the pots on there as well. This one, again, is turbine rated and everything like that. And this is their V2, their second version of it. And it is equally well, too. I was actually going to put this in my T45 turbine jet, but I didn't because I didn't have an open channel because Spectrum didn't put out the update to give me some extra channels. Now I can do that. So again, another good inexpensive gyro, and I think HST Jets is selling these for like $89. But if you really want a good gyro, you have those. But I'm a little biased. If you want something phenomenal, you can't. It's really hard to beat the Cortex. Other gyros, the Cortex Pros are phenomenal. Also the Aurora 8 is highly liked by a lot of people. So, but it's one of those things that's really good. Seth Greenberg says, by the time you buy the receiver, then the gyro, it's just a little less than an AR 630 plus. It takes up less space. So, yeah, I'm telling you, having a standalone is awesome. Turn One says, I'm running Cortex, Synapse, and AS3X. I can't tell the difference. Yeah. So I haven't flown the Synapse, but everybody says it's amazing. So obvious it's got to be pretty good. The funny thing is on my T45, guys, I'm running AS3X with the gains turned up on there. It's fine-tuned, and it flies excellent. I can tell a difference when I'm flying my T45 without the gyro on, and when I turn it on, it's locked in, and it's just a very stable platform. So I'm telling you. Tim Toutant says it helps in turbulent air. Absolutely. I literally can turn on my Cortex on my L39 turbine jet as I'm coming in for a landing. I'll hit the switch, and it just locks in, and it makes it so much easier. So Michael Rusk says, I want to get those nose wheel gyros. I hear they work great on tricycle planes and have a lot of torque roll. Yes, you're absolutely right. And I have one of those somewhere around here. And they are phenomenal. They're all pre-built into the HSD jets, by the way, into their MFC, and it's on the front gear, so it keeps it straight. You don't have to worry about keeping your airplane tracking straight or anything. You literally can just full throttle, go about your business, take off, and go. So, man, those things are awesome. But yeah, you're right. They're excellent for torque roll. We're talking about good basic gyros right here, man.
Yeah, I had to listen to what you said on the phone because
that's all right.
My computer charger obviously decided to quit, so I had to grab one of the kids' computer chargers.
Hey, man, it's always something. Technology is good when it's working and bad when it's not. So, yeah. Dunstan Henry, he says the Super 4 has a user mode where you can add a different mode on each axis. Yeah. This thing right here,
one
guys,
of these things, man.
All the research that I've done, this is the way to go. The A3 Super 4 is the way to go if you're trying to be budget friendly and go that route. And I'm telling you, man, they're just good. They're just good.
We'll definitely try one.
Yeah, I got one that you can try, man. I really would like to see you try the HSD Jets one because that's a high caliber one. I want to see how well it does. Right. So yeah, I can let you get that one and see.
I just need to figure out how to program it, so I know how to turn it on, turn it off.
Dude,
I just need to know how to turn it off.
Hey, they're super simple, man. You put on a channel, and you can put on a 3-set channel: high, off. You have off, low, and high. Very simple. Okay. Let's see. RC Flying Veteran says the Synapse is awesome in my Hangar 9 OB10. So there it is. Lionel Randall, he says I use nose gear gyros all the time, and they are awesome. Spanish Cop, there you are. Yep, exactly. And you saw it working.
That sucker goes straight down the field.
Yeah, he's seen it.
It doesn't veer at all.
HSD Jets, the gyro on the nose gear. I can't say it enough, man. HSD Jets, that MFC makes those airplanes phenomenal. So much technology built into that little receiver. No wonder why people only buy those like the MFCs and put them in other airplanes. Because it makes it so much easier for you to set up your airplanes.
I didn't know they were doing that. I actually thought about that.
Dude, people are doing it. Yeah.
I wonder if I can get one of those and put in one of my bigger planes to see what it does.
I saw a video of a guy that had one, and he had it in a Aerofoam T45. I saw the video, and I was like, that's okay. I understand why you're doing it, man. I understand it. What's going on, Spanish Cop? He says, my ears are burning. Hi, Bobby. Yeah, man, what's going on? Hey, look, dude. He's in Spain right now. He says, it's almost 4 a.m. here. I'm barely staying awake, man. Dude,
yeah, Spanish be careful. Don't let that phone fall in your face.
I know, man. Look, dude, I really appreciate you coming and checking in. You didn't have to do that, dude. It's 4 a.m. I appreciate you. Yeah. I miss you, brother. And when you get back stateside, let me know. And we'll get you back in the mix, man. But go get some rest and quit looking at those ladies over there. I know what you're looking at. I know what you're doing. know what you're doing.
Wow.
Let's see. I probably
All
just
the
got in
man
trouble
out,
with this.
Bobby. Yeah, you
got
just
in
got him
trouble.
in all kinds of trouble.
Oh, I probably did. It's fine. Let's see. He said, miss you guys too. Our seaplane reviewer, he says, greetings to you and your host from Georgetown, Guyana, and South America. So he's checking in from South America. So we had the UK and South America.
Man,
That's
that's
pretty
some
cool.
good little distances out.
Johnny Stansel said the A3 Super 4 can have 6 different flight modes programmed in, and the programming card is a big plus at the field. Yeah, man. So this is the way I'm going. I'm gonna test this one out and see how it does. And dude, I've heard nothing but good things. And for the price, you can't beat it with a stick, dude. You can't. $47 for a gyro that performs equal or to all the other high dollar ones. I'm up for it. So Victor RC Jets, what's going on, man? Jumping in the mix. Let's see. Dunstan Henry says, Will, put the gains on a knob. That's what you should always do. And you can turn the gyro on and off from there. And you can add in your gain, as much gain as you feel like you need to on the fly.
Well, that's what I do with the Spectrum. I have the gains on the slider, and that way I can bring the gains all the way down. But I also have a switch, which is quicker for me to just click. And, if I find myself in a situation with a gyro. So, but yeah, I do put the gains on the knob, and that way I can just dial it down if I don't want it. But I don't know anything about those gyros, so that's why I would need to play with it for a while.
Well, switching gears, I was going to show you guys. We're going to switch into the have a question, ask a question mode of the show. And I was going to show you guys some pictures. Jeremy Stoltz sent me of the the twin liner, man. And that little airplane, dude, is such a good flyer. And honestly, that video of that twin liner has been going ballistic. It's been going crazy. I think it's like 11,000 views or something crazy. You just never know with YouTube what people are going to gravitate to. It's so interesting. But check this out, dude. Those are the 2 twin liners right there. That's a midair. Check out the midair collision right there.
Oh,
yeah. Right? Look at that.
Hey, there was a real life crash that happened like that, but it was on the runway.
Yeah.
The 2 planes crossed each other just like that.
Check that out. I'll go back. So you see it? I guess he was doing a roll.
Oh, he rolled.
He definitely rolled. Look at that, dude. It literally hit right here. I love these shots that he sends, man. He gets some crazy shots. But you can see it. This is what happened. They were flying in formation, right? Cruising right along. And the blue airplane and the red airplane, it looks like they moved in together. Blue airplane went a little bit to the right, too much. The red one looked like it tried to bail out of there and get out the way, but it with the wing, which made it do a wing over.
Lift that tail high up.
Yeah, but look at that. But look at the elevator. So, I mean, the aileron is working hard to get out of there, and he's rolling it because you can tell right there.
Mm-hmm. He's trying to roll it back around.
Yep, trying to roll it back around, and look, he did it. He actually rolled it all the way back around. How crazy is that?
Save it.
Yep.
I wonder what the elevator looks like on the red one.
I thought that's pretty cool, dude. How cool is that?
That is.
Hey, Jeremy Stoll, I appreciate you sharing that with us, man. That was cool. That was cool.
Nothing beats that mid-air collision TJ had that I wish was on camera.
Oh, dude, that was such a vicious one, dude. I've never seen that. There was nothing I could do.
Horrible.
Nothing I could do. Let's see.
They just smashed into each other like it was no tomorrow.
Oh, I know, dude. I know. I was like, what do you do? What do you do? Mark France says AS3X Plus supposed to have a steering gyro with the latest update. Really? I wonder how it could do that. That's interesting. We might have to take a look at that. I didn't do the update on those because that makes me nervous, man.
AS3X Plus. So what? The receivers have an update?
Yeah, they do. Yep.
They do. The AS3X receivers have an update.
They have an update. Now they're AS3X Plus if you do the update, yes.
I have to look into that.
Says have my gyro on a slider. Yep, he has his on a slider. So any way you can have it, you can get it. Victor says, I thought I missed it. Nope, we're running a little over, man. We're just having a good time shooting the bull, but it's getting a little late. Let's see here. Pro Victus Group, he says, when adjusting your gains, is it better to start with your gains around 50% and dial up or down from there, or is it something different? Well, what do you think?
Start low. I say start about 30% because when you got the gains up, and if you got that thing flying fast, it's going to start speed wobbling. So start low and then, slow the plane down and then adjust it as you need to when it's flying slow, because you really only need those gains for when you're slow. You don't need them for when you're fast. When the jet's moving quick, any plane, prop plane, EDF, whatever, when it's going fast, it doesn't need gains because it's already just pushing. Like it's just all thrust is just pushing it. So or pulling it or whatever. So most of my gains I have set for when I'm slowing the plane down, coming in for a landing, help kind of cushion things out and straighten things out when I'm coming in. But I would definitely start low.
Yeah, matter of fact, I think if I'm not mistaken, the AS3X gains that are set are in like the 30s. I think they're in like the 30 percentile range.
Yep.
So,
I think the aileron starts off at like 30. It's 30, 40, 60, I think it is. 30 on aileron, 40 on elevator, because it's okay to have more elevator gains, and 60 on the rudder. But that's where they start off at. I think it's 30, 40, 60, something like that. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me.
Yeah, no, you're right. But 30% is a good starting point. But Will's absolutely right, man. Yeah, you don't want to, the test is to put it at full throttle and then turn it on if you want one to see, and then start dialing back your gains. My turbine jet is set for about 60 to 70% throttle on the low gains, like on my low settings. And then, to be honest with you, I have a high setting on that Cortex. I've never even turned it on. I don't need it. So, but I imagine it's probably a lot, and it'd be good for landings. So,
but a good thing to do is, like the rest of the guys were saying, have it on a slider or on a knob.
Yep.
And you can, if you're haul boogieing, you want to get your nice speed pass, and you start seeing that wobble, push down on those gains, and that speed wobble will go away. And that's where that's basically where you need to stay set at. But now if you want to do some crazy, really slow kind of post-stall flying type stuff, then you're going to need to jack the gains way up.
And I like what Tim said. The benefit of having it on the slider and on the back of the IX-14 or 12s is it's right where your fingers are, so you're not fumbling trying to hit it as you're flying.
It's easy.
Tim's dead on and absolutely right. It's super easy. And look, the way I had mine set up, and I listened to the Chris Gracie with HST Jets, is I have my smoke on that slider on the left, and then I don't have anything on the right. But I thought about putting my brakes on there, but yeah, having your gyro on a slider is by far the best way to do it.
I actually have mine split up. I have on my right hand, I have my elevator. No, not elevator. My ailerons gains, my roll gains, and on my left hand, I have my pitch gains. But I leave my rudder gains just fixed. That's set.
I see. Okay. Snow River says, I thought Bobby's flight video made it look better than the official behind the Banana Hobby one. He's talking about the twin liner. Well,
man, that twin liner's fun.
I appreciate it. I wasn't trying to be better than anybody, but sometimes you get a good video and you hit all the, you hit all of it and it comes out good, and you're like, wow, this was good. So I appreciate it. So,
you're a good pilot, Bobby.
Well, I'm a decent pilot, I think. I'm okay, I'm a better shooter.
I mean, it's okay to be told you're a good pilot. You don't mean to go and get the big head.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm okay. Yeah.
That's good that you humble yourself,
I try to be always aware of that, man. I was brought up like that, It's okay to be good at something, but don't ever think you're the greatest at it, right? Like, because when you think you're
That's
the
when you're
greatest
bad.
at it, yeah, then you become not great at it. So let's see. Winston Brown says that airplane had a gyro. It was an easy recovery. Let's see. Let's see. Lionel Reynolds says you need an empty receiver channel for the steering. Okay. So you need an empty receiver channel for the steering gyro on the AS3X Plus. Man.
Okay. Yeah, I can pull that off.
Snow said speed wobble, no fun. Speed wobble is no fun on a motorcycle, and it's certainly not fun on an airplane.
Don't even get me thinking about it on a motorcycle.
Stolt Production
I
says
rather I take it on an airplane all day long before I
for
take it
sure.
on
Yeah, because you could yeah. You don't necessarily walk away from them on the motorcycles. Oh, those are
And
horrible.
you gotta know how to keep your cool and just
Yeah.
relax in that bar and let that sucker figure it out.
Yeah.
You gotta trust the bike.
Stolt Production says start low on your gains and get the aircraft maiden done. Adjust as needed by finding the top speed of the jet and then increasing it until it doesn't oscillate. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolute. Yep. That's it, man.
That's that speed
We have
wobble.
so many knowledgeable people in the group, man. That's the benefit of coming on some of these podcasts and live shows and having it like this open forum like this, because you can learn so much.
We all
you really do.
Stuff,
and I learn a bunch from everybody, man. That's what I love about it. Let's see. Pro Victus Group says, thanks, guys. I started at 25% on my last plane and noticed the wobble at the 50% mark. And I went back down to 25-ish. So, yeah, smart move. You're doing it. You got it. Let's see. Dunson Henry says, got to go. Good night. Hey, by the way, it's time to shut this bad boy down, man. We've been going an hour and 21 minutes. And let's see here, guys. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Turbine says, if it's a maiden, take off the gyro. Yes, absolutely. Don't forget that. If you're doing a maiden flight, take off with the gyro off.
Oh, yes. Definitely turn off the gyro on the maiden flight.
Yeah, always.
I'll get that sucker 4 mistakes high and turn the gyro on. And I'm going to tell you why. I did it with my my Rafale one time. I was flying it and I turned the gyro on. And that sucker did the craziest nose up thing I've ever seen on its own. And I was like, what in the world? So I'm still kind of new at this. So I went for safe. It got worse. I turned that sucker off and was able to get the plane back under control before it hit the ground. And
I've seen crazy things.
Scared the crap out of me. I pulled that receiver out, tried to figure out what was going on with it. Come to find out, the receiver actually wasn't sitting secured. It was actually kind of moving. So because I took it out, I used to use Velcro. I took it out and I put it back, and then I just kind of just started checking things out and noticed the receiver would rock around on the Velcro.
Yeah.
And I was like, what in the world?
And by the way, just so you guys know, this is from trial and error. Velcro is not necessarily the best thing for a gyro. You want to use that double-sided sticky tape or that locking Velcro, which is like the plastic stuff. So it won't move. Stuff. These are all tidbits that you trial and error, man. You only learn them in an environment like this where you got a group of dudes in here talking about, what we tried and what works and what doesn't work. So, and in the end, the result is you save money because you don't make the mistakes that we all made.
That we made.
Yep.
Just like this right here, $1,100 for an airframe, and you got wheels with no bearings in them on the mains. That's the Viper wheel. That's the wheels that when it came off. So there's no bearings in these. So I know I said something about it earlier, but So I actually So I had an SC30 before I had the SC27. These are the wheels from my SC30, and you can see that right there. It's still spinning. So I got the ball bearings on it now, so it's gonna glide real smooth. Taking off, man. Shouldn't have any problem taking off and coming in for the landing. Having those bearings on there should help it keep it from getting that initial friction shock, even if I do come in on a hard landing,
Absolutely. And by the way, guys, this is a good segue into our last topic I wanted to talk about. So if you guys didn't see it on Will's channel, RC Pilot Will's channel, he actually had his big Black Horse 120 millimeter Viper. He did a good flight on it and then came in for a landing, and then out of nowhere the wheel came off. And so I'm gonna show you that video real quick so you guys can see exactly what happened, and then you can see how Will fixed it and remedied it. So let's see, we're gonna turn into it, and here we go.
What's up, Will? Cool. How's it going, man?
Oh, good, man.
We're back out here again.
Back out here again. I gotta get more flights on this thing.
There we go.
Going out with 2 6S, brand new 6S.
That's a really nice bird right there.
6000.
So I'm just going to speed up on it so you can watch the rotation on it. It's a super smooth,
and the gnats are out.
Flying airplane. So here we go. Got it rolling. That's sucker smooth, Will.
Yeah, I love it, man.
She's just a great flyer. So,
got down that power a little bit.
All right, so Will comes in for a landing around the 3-minute mark.
And now I've been pushing that pack.
That's right. It's easy though, isn't it? It's easy to get lost in the
the
flight. Yeah, dude. So much fun.
I've been doing that a lot lately with a lot of planes, getting lost in the fun.
Dude, when you have a good one like that, it's easy to do. So watch this, guys. This is what we're talking about, where it just. Three,
that's
four,
all right.
5.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. It looks like your wheel came off there. Yeah, that's a wheel.
Whoa.
Look at that. Yep.
It bent the other wheel. That one came off.
That's a wheel right there.
I gotta give him some credit. That's some good camera work, man, to stay with that.
What happened to that?
Say what now?
I said that was some good camera work for me.
Yeah, you followed that wheel bounce.
That doesn't happen a lot.
Yes, from that drop.
So you can take a look at it here.
I mean, the plane didn't hit anything.
So we can see it right here.
See?
Yeah.
It bent should be able to a little bit right there.
It caused my other gear to bend because I lost this wheel.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well,
you should be able to straighten that out.
Straighten it right out. But overall, the plane's in good shape. Nothing damaged.
You see it right
that
there.
one was bent too.
Yeah, that
was
right there.
Do it with that being bent like that.
Right. The slide.
So there you go.
All I did was I just took a pair of pliers and just slowly took my time and bent that sucker back straight. If I had some heat, I would have used heat, but I had no heat out there. So, but yeah, just took my time and bent it back straight. But it's flyable, man. I actually flew it the same day. We flew it again the same day because that's when you had the MB339 out there. No, you had your turbine.
Yeah.
We actually flew. What turbine was that? That was the
T45.
No, you took T45 home that day.
Oh, L39.
The L39. Yeah, we flew the L39. Bobby flew his turbine L39, and I flew the Black Horse Viper. We went up at the same time. And I was like,
that was
man,
cool.
That was cool.
We went up at the same time.
And a turbine at the same time in the air.
Yeah, we never done that before, and so that was very cool just to see that. But so Will got it back together. And Will, tell everybody what wheel system that you used in order to upgrade it.
So I got the wheels from the FMS that's now called the SU27. So you just basically just get that wheel with the rod that's already in it. And if I had the retract out, I could show you. But it just basically just drops right in. There's no nothing to do. Just drop it in there, tighten the set screw, boom, it's done. Like it literally took me, I don't know, 2 minutes to do both wheels, and it was over and done. So because like I said, these things have if you're getting one of those Black Horse Vipers, they have nothing in it. I'm pretty sure you could probably get some JP wheels with brakes that's going to have bearings in it. But I wasn't looking to spend JP money.
Yeah. Price, guys, what Will's trying to tell you, upgrade the gear and do yourself a favor. Those are the same wheels that are on like they're cheap airplanes. Like that's like the same wheel that's on, some lower, less quality airplanes. And you're spending what, $1,500 for an airplane?
Yeah, this is the airframe cost me $1,100,
Yeah.
plus tax. And then by the time I put all the electronics into it, I'm in this plane now for about 17. So, yeah. If I would have thought about it ahead of time, I probably would have bought a turbine. But no, I'm not going that route.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Well, look, guys. That's the end of the show. We certainly appreciate you guys tonight. Give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Check out my channel right here. Also, RileyHobbyShop.com. You see it scrolling down at the bottom. If you need anything from those dudes, call them up and tell them you heard about them on the show. Swing by the store and go get you some stuff.
Yeah, they'll hook you up.
I'm telling you, they will absolutely hook you up. And you went in there, Will, and look, you found they're well equipped. They're a well equipped hobby shop.
They're well set. I mean, any other thing, man.
And
I went in there for collars.
I love a hobby shop when you walk in and they actually got airplanes hanging from the ceilings that aren't just the foam everyday stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they got balsa hanging up. They got,
everything.
Everything.
And it's all for sale. It's all for sale. So.
Yep. It's not just for show, it's for sale.
That's right. Yep. So, guys, don't forget to give a thumbs up to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Also, check out RC Pilot Will's channel, too, and subscribe to his channel. Just having a good time. Two guys out here just having a good time trying to get some good flights in. Also, you can save 10% off the T45 at hsdjetsusa.com with the code RCPR10. I think there's only 2 or 3 left. So stay tuned because it's coming out there. So, hey, guys, certainly appreciate you tuning into the channel. We rolled long this night, 1 hour and 31 minutes.
Yeah.
And like we always say, we certainly appreciate you guys. One last question, RC plane viewer. Do you fly fuel RC planes or only electric? I fly everything. I fly gas, nitro, electric planes, and now turbine jets. So I fly it all. So there you have it. So I love it all. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'm trying to get Will over here to get him on board too. So hey guys. He'll be there. He just doesn't know it. All right. Y'all take care of yourself. Happy Thursday. Be safe. We'll see you next Thursday. All right.